Welcome back, guys. We're dealing with a lot of athletes lately that have been having really stiff necks, which is not uncommon, especially with nowadays. You know, most people are either working at a desk on a computer, they're driving a lot more, whether that's because of work or because now they have to commute living outside if they live in a really expensive area and they have to commute in, right? There's all these kind of things that are kind of the daily life, but then also workouts that may, get us a little more predisposed to having that tight neck. Something like today we're doing a lot of wall balls, right? So we're looking up as we're throwing something up overhead, catching it, doing this motion over and over, can get that neck a little tight. So what we want to do is we want to talk about an mobility drill today called the Cervical SNAG. The SNAG stands for Sustained Neutral Apophyseal Glide. You don't need to remember that, but basically the idea is that we are taking our joints in our neck and we are going to, within the natural motions, take it and just kind of give it a little bit of extra motion, a little bit of extra overpressure to take what range of motion we have and just accentuate it a little bit. So what I'm going to use today is I'm going to use a resistance band. Of course, you can use a belt, you can use some rope, anything that can allow to get a little friction, right, to actually grab that tissue and help move it. Wider band's a little bit better, but if you have too wide of a band, then you might not be able to get into some of the little spots. So I'm using this purple band, not too wide. And what I'm gonna do is I'm basically going to take all the slack out of my tissues by rolling through. You see how all the soft tissues in my neck kind of just roll through here? I'm gonna take all that out, and from here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do my natural range of motion. So in this case, I'm going to rotate. Me rotating to my right side, I'm going to accentuate that. Once I hit my natural endpoint, I'm gonna provide just a little bit of overpressure. That's gonna take that joint and just glide it a little bit farther. Let's do the same thing on this left side. So I'm anchored down, I rotate to my natural endpoint, and then I rotate just a little bit farther, just a little bit farther. I can do this high up, right, where I'm really accentuating some of that motion. I can do this low down, all around. I can do it in lateral flexion, or kind of tilts, by anchoring and pulling through in each direction. I can also do it forward and backwards, where I can anchor down and fulcrum over that, or I can help accentuate the pull forward. Any and all directions is totally valid, right? The only thing that we don't want to do is we don't want to be ballistic, right? And go, okay, let me take this as fast as I can over there. Or I don't want to use a ton of pressure, right? Because we're just taking that joint and just going a little bit past where it wants to be. Now, I usually recommend this once or twice a day for my patients that are dealing with that tightness. Nothing super intense, about a minute or two of just kind of natural motion. Find which ranges are a little bit more restricted for yourself, whether that's the tilting, the turning, or the forward back. This is a really great exercise for that. Go ahead and play around with that. Let us know in the comments how you're feeling. If there are some things that we maybe need to explain a little bit more, if this is spot on, let us know how you're feeling. The more information you give to us, the more we can give back to you.